Welcome in live at KEXP. We're in the live room with Ya No, and I'm John Gilbreath, host of Jazz Theater here on KEXP. Delighted to be in the live room under any circumstances. This is hallowed ground in here, but especially with these artists. Chris Speed on saxophones and clarinet, long black saxophone. Jim Black on drums. Skúli Sverrisson on bass, and Cuong Vu on trumpet. Let's rip into the music. Ya No. Nice. Yeah, no, live at KEXP. That was Suggestible. We're live at KEXP with Yeah, No. Yeah, no, live at KEXP. We're live at KEXP with Yeah, No. God, it's great to be in the room with you guys. I haven't seen Skúli, I've never seen before, but I've been a fan of your work forever. But three of the four here of this orchestra really came out of Seattle and came out of the Seattle scene. Obviously, they're citizens of the world now, living all over the place. But it's so great to have you back and to see you again. I think of this jazz continuum, right? And the benefit or the value of having a sensibility around jazz in a community like Seattle has, like there's a value system around it, and that's a beautiful thing. And you can see it as it continues to grow and as it continues to blossom. Chris Speed, you tell me about the name of the band, first of all. I'm listening to the music and knowing you as I have over the years. I think of this now. I'm beginning to think of the title of the band as kind of a mission statement or a battle cry as it relates to the music. Yeah, no, right? Yeah.
I think we have to go back in time and talk to Chris in 1996 to come up with all the motivations. But I think it was just part of that, maybe sort of approaching titles and names just with a more self-deprecating air, perhaps. But yeah, there's something obtuse about it that I still like. And yeah, titling things has never been my superpower by any means. But I think, yeah, I love the band. I love the name. I love the gentleman in it. And I'm so happy that we're playing again.
And being in New York City in the late 90s and the mid 90s, early aughts, there was so much vibrancy around the downtown scene. There was a bit of a binary thing going around the whole jazz scene in New York City at that time, when there was more of a division between the downtown and the Lincoln Center, and there was some tangible kind of pressure between the two.
Sure.
You guys were young, you were scuffling, and you were hitting it hard, but it strikes me that in that process you were instrumental, if I can use a metaphor, in really kind of rearranging what the music could be at that time, bringing in influences from Eastern Europe, the Balkans, but really taking the convention of what may have been expected and kind of throwing that out the window.
I mean, at the time, certainly we were just playing. I mean, with hindsight, maybe we did make some sort of impact, but I just remember, back then we were sort of more into like making things together and approaching a lot of this, jazz or whatever you want to call it, music, with more of a band mindset and a cooperative, approach. And I think all the groups that we were doing, we just sort of, went for it. What is this supposed to be? What's this supposed to be? And it seemed more of a community more than maybe in the jazz world. It was kind of had a different. You would approach it differently, but we were all about the groups we were making and playing together. And
yeah. And speaking of approach, like I've read in your material that some of the basis for the music that was coming from the band, again, kind of defying the tradition of coming into something with set tunes, playing the tunes, and then improvising on the tunes, that your concept was free improvisation and then rearranging or going into the tunes and creating song forms out of the improvisations, right?
Yeah. I mean, every song's different. I think we were approaching it as improvisers who liked songs. So, each piece, the ratios would differ. Maybe we would just play the song. Maybe we would just improvise. But it was definitely finding, all the possibilities with, writing a song and then improvising together and there's lots of different, it's endless, different ways to go there. But
talking about music, right? Cuong Vu, man, it's good to see you. Yeah. You've been Director of Jazz Studies at the University of Washington. Congratulations on that and all the work that you've done. How's it feel to be out on the road a little bit?
It's great. I mean, especially in this situation, it's really a blessing, really. I hate it when people say that, but it's really a blessing to get to be around these guys again. It's been 20 years or more, Right. And when I got here, it was hard to get out again, being in Seattle. I mean, the flights were way more expensive. I was still doing it, but then I had a kid, and I was like, I'm staying home.
Right.
And then at some point, I was like, man, this kind of sucks, not being out on the road. But now that we're doing it again, it's like such a thrill.
Yeah.
Again, it's like it feels like a mature done it, but the first time again.
Right. But you're all bringing a lot more to the party.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the hang too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Skúli, I want to say this is your first time in this room, but it is definitely not your first time on a live at KEXP video, right? You've been on a lot from Connected with Iceland Airways and festivals.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, a few times. From the beginning, I suppose, with different groups in Iceland. So it's wonderful to finally come here to this studio.
And are you on tour now? Are you living in the U.S. at all? Or?
No, I moved back to Iceland after living in New York for decades.
I'd love to see you there sometime.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I love your work. I love I love the instrument and the tone on the instrument, and the way it fits in with this music is just perfect.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Jim Black, we're getting to you. My main thing with you is I love the way you tune drums.
Thank you.
You know, you hear a million drummers, and you know, your style and technique is so beautiful, but the way that you approach the instrument and the sound that you get out of it is tone, time and tone, right?
Thank you for saying so.
It sounds so good. And you're living in Europe now, right?
I live in Switzerland, Bern, Switzerland.
Teaching?
I'm a professor there now for 4 years.
Oh, la la.
So it's my job now to try to make sense for the kids, like why you're even doing this nowadays in a world that doesn't have real record labels anymore, and not a fantastic touring scene like it was when we grew up in the 90s, you know. So that's sort of my job, is to think and speak about music as well as practice a lot.
Right.
And tour. So life is very good for me now.
Teaching is different than doing, right? In a certain way. I mean, you're close to it, and you've got a different responsibility, but it's not like just digging in and doing the work, right?
No, I mean, teaching, I think, the reason why I play, you talk about Seattle, right? You want to give it up to Seattle.
Yeah.
You had someone like Jack Toker, the great drummer, who was gigging at the SeaTac Lounge by the airport every week with his band. But he'd teach 14-year-olds, and he'd instill that joy of music, you know, like playing Afro-Cuban beats and things like this. And even if you didn't learn your lesson, he'd encourage you to keep playing. And my generation, people older than me, we were so inspired by this. So you'd be a fool to not think you have to give it back at some point. Like, that's how you keep this going. It's our job, really. Really, it is. And maybe some people go into it too early, where they're looking behind their back wishing they were on the road. But I think at a certain point, you realize it's a serious, serious art form. And for when I was always told, like, if you want to, as they say, I think in different types of Zen artisanships, if you want to master something, you have to teach it. And even though that's a preposterous idea to master music, at least I can try.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for saying that. I mean, I needed to hear that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, good.
And I love the way you say, yeah, no.
You know, I was, when all this mayhem was happening in Minneapolis, I saw a headline on a media post, and I don't know if it was social or, straight up, but it was like Minneapolis' response to what's going on. It said, yeah, no, right? What's up for the band? What's new for the band? You're going to make a new record? You're about due.
Yes, we are definitely due. And we need a photo, too. And
Wait, I got a phone.
perfect. I wrote some songs for us, and so we've been on tour for a week. We met each other in Brooklyn last week and had a rehearsal day, and then we went down to play Philadelphia, and then we played in Brooklyn on Sunday night. Flew to Chicago and played there on Tuesday, and then we played at in Pioneer Square last night at Baba Yaga. And
then you go down to KCRW in L.A.
Yeah, we're gonna play at Zebulon, the transplanted Brooklyn bar that's in pretty close to where I live. and in Los Angeles, and then we're gonna record some on Saturday and see what we can get. It was very fun, writing music for these guys, and I just imagining their sounds. I just get transported back to the time when we hung out together so much in it. So it's been very joyful and a lot
Beautiful.
of emotions going on. And the new music has been going. It's been just so fun. It's so fun to play the old songs and in the way we're doing it now, and then to add some new songs, and just to hear I'm so with you, like just to hear Skúli's sound and how Cuong plays and to get to play with Jim again is I can't describe how happy I am. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So hopefully we'll have a new record soon and
Bring it.
try to keep it going. We'll see.
Yeah.
Last chapter.
I want to ask about one other thing before we close out in your life. Outside of this band, you've also been touring with the Bad Plus, and you were in this room with the Bad Plus a couple of months ago, I think. But you're coming down the home stretch, coming to the finish line with the Bad Plus. That's the end of an era. Just got the notices from Monterey Jazz Festival. I see you're playing a gig down there for that, and then winding the thing up. How is that? How's that feel? I mean, that's got some momentum behind it that you jumped onto, and now you're a part of. But and it seems to be not inconsistent with your creative life and your aesthetic and your value system.
I mean, I'm so grateful to have had that opportunity.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love all those guys dearly. I've known them for a long time, and it's sad. Yeah, but life goes on, and we'll make the most of it and try to have a great final run, and then
Something else. Right.
like it's been fun to play with them, and again, I'm grateful for that opportunity, and
Well, thank you all so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here in the live room and to be in the room with you. Best of luck on everything that you do, and congratulations for all the beautiful work that you have done. Live at KEXP.
Thanks, John.
I just wanted to add how important you've been for the Seattle scene.
It goes back.
And for us.
You presented us
very important for us.
Well, the band, Human Feel that Jim and I had, our first band. You were instrumental in bringing us. I think we played Jazz Alley some one night, which
When
is
we
the
were doing
oddest
those.
kind of
Yeah,
fit
right.
because we were a bunch of rascals. But oh my gosh, it's so fun. I'm remembering like people saying, "You guys are the worst dressed like people in the whole club." It's such a poshy, and we're like probably all grunged out. I don't know,
for sure.
1990. But just you are so appreciated in the world, and it's so fun to get to come back to Seattle and see you and hang out even in this formal interview setting. Just that Seattle was lucky to have you keeping the scene
for sure.
going for all those years, and
I
thank you.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Keep it up, Seattle.
Totally.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. Just, All right. Live at KEXP.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.